100% chance I was going to screw that up. I would be remiss if I didn't start this morning by thanking this group for the tremendous honor last year for us to receive the Ruben Swain Outstanding Philanthropist Year. That award reminds us constantly and inspires us constantly to continue to put the resources that God has so graciously blessed us with to their highest and best use. And today we'll talk a little bit about that, but I just want to say thank you for the award. It's a tremendous honor. It humbles us that we have the opportunity to receive that, so thank you. Let's do something. Let's pause for a minute. Let's go back in time. Okay? It's 1938. So there's no internet, there's no computers, there's no Google, no Twitter. Starting to like it already. No Netflix. There's no TV. There's no 24-hour news cycle on CNN. And radio is the fastest way to receive information and the most modern form of entertainment. So when famous actor and filmmaker Orson Welles read The War of the World on broadcast radio to 12 million Americans, it caused quite a stir. The first half of the 60-minute drama was a series of news bulletins about how Martians were invading the country. The first line of the program was this: "We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, the world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man's, yet as mortal as our own." Now, for those of you who know a little bit about this story, you know that it caused a tremendous panic. Thousands and thousands of people fled their homes. There were riots and mobs in the streets with people really believing that we were under attack by Martians. One woman ran into an Indianapolis church, the evening services, and yelled, "New York's been destroyed. It's the end of the world. Go home and prepare to die." The whole church cleared out. And here's some things. What would have caused such a reaction to a fictional story? How did that happen? I think a few things contributed. Number one, radio was very new, and it was taking the nation by storm. Everybody had a radio, and everybody was sitting around the radio listening to new things. You know, a couple of years earlier, in 1936, Americans heard their first live battlefield reports from the Spanish Civil War. In 1937, Americans were driven to tears by the live broadcast of the fiery explosion of Hindenburg. You know, in 1938, the pre-war tension in Europe was at fever pitch. And Americans were just primed for terror, and it caused thousands and thousands of people to buy this story, hook, line, and sinker. Now, drama, intrigue, panic, all from fiction. All from something with not 1 ounce of truth. See any similarities to today? You know, today, we've got a new media taking the world by storm, and very few people really have a handle on it. Think about it: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know, what do we do with all of this? And certainly, you think about the geopolitical tension rising in the world with the rise of the global war on terror and the rise of ISIS. And today, again, Americans are fearful. And Americans are vulnerable to and cynical about the unknown. Now, let's relate that to agriculture. There is a story being told today, just like in fiction, saying is true. Panic and drama surround what we eat and how we make it. People are hungry for information, yet they lack the basic knowledge of how their food's made and how it gets to their table, and they'll accept almost anything as fact from almost any source. And today, all of us can be just like that lady in Indianapolis, and we can get online and we can tweet about the end of the world and the end of the food system as we know it, and all of it on social media. But here's an even deeper question. Why? Well, why do people distrust agriculture and the food system? Is it because they want to believe the cynics and the naysayers that are armed with falsehoods and partial truths about the science? Is it because it kind of reveals our inner conspiracy theories that everything big is highly corrupt and bad? Is it that they can't believe how that we can be that efficient? Is it because we've been really bad about communicating what life's really like on the farm? Is it because we've made a few mistakes? Yeah. Yeah, it's all of that. We're not perfect. And the consumers are both gullible and cynical. What I want you to do is to stop and listen. The fictional story about modern agriculture is on the air right now, and millions of gullible, skeptical consumers are listening to that story. Let me tell you something. The impact of that story, if it's believed, will have a far greater impact than Wells did 8 years ago. Today, an American farmer produces a quarter of the world's food. A third of the acres that we'll put under tillage this year will go outside of the U.S. and exports to feed the rest of the world. You know this as well as I do, right? Since 1950, we produce over 260% more food on fewer acres than we used back then. Our system is the safest, most affordable, modern production system on this planet. Americans spend less on food than any other nation on the world. And by the way, part of that's your fault. You've had a big role to play in that evolution of the modern agriculture system. So thank you. And like Tom said, we've got a big task ahead of us. As this planet's population swells to 9 billion people, we're going to have to practically double food production on this planet. You know, when I graduated in 1980, the world produced about 2.4 trillion metric tons of food. Today, we produce about 4.5, or a little better. So just in my 35, 36 year career, we've almost doubled food production on this planet. We're going to add 2 billion more people over the next 35 years. And when we do, with the improvements that we're making, predominantly in sub-Saharan Africa and other regions, and infant mortality rates, and the fact that we're going to have a rising income among lower income people, in other words, more and more people reaching middle-class standards around the world, they are going to increase their calorie intake. And it's on us to be able to provide it. Because remember, there's almost 1 billion people on this planet today that are food insecure. Wow. Now, in large part, we in agriculture are silent, and Wells' broadcast is the only one that's on the air. We have got to step up to the mic with the same kind of intentionality and the same kind of creativity that they do. And we got to get on the air and tell the truth. There ain't no Martians. Right? There's not one shred of evidence that GMO crops have caused one problem in 20 years. There is lots of credible evidence that the responsible, judicious use of antibiotics in animal agriculture is very beneficial because healthy animals are more efficient and they produce healthy food. But we've also got to tell the truth about the real issues facing agriculture around the world. Listen to these. Depleted soils, soil erosion, and the need to find no-till techniques to prevent it. The need for innovative storage systems. Need for education on business development and capital allocation. The need for biosynergy and biodiversity. The need to understand the importance of comparative advantage. The desperate need to help these smallholder farmers be able to absorb shocks to their system like drought, the lack of market discovery mechanisms like we have, and crop insurance. Listen, our noble effort to feed people is never placed on the front page of the agriculture story. You know what's on the front page of the agriculture story? Scientists appeal to the Pope to get GM foods banned in Brazil. That's a problem. We have got to build trust in our systems while we continue, and maybe in order to be able to continue to advance the ball down the field in efficiency. But how do you build trust in a society that is so susceptible to wanting to understand and wanting to believe the fictional stories and to share the conspiracy theories? Well, I've got good news for you. We can do that. More importantly, you can do that. See, consumers are never going to trust what a guy like me says, right? Because I represent everything that's bad. Big food, big ag, big business. I'm the equivalent of Darth Vader. But they will trust you because you are naturally in the pursuit of truth and understanding. And I want to talk here in just a minute about your role. But before I do that, as Kirby and Keith reminded us last night, let's not forget, let's not ever underestimate what we can do together. Now, think of our land grant mission, right? We're charged with doing the research to figure out what to do, right? And then we have the extension services to be able to teach people how to do it. And then we have the teaching responsibility to teach the students to continue to look for innovative ways, to find more and more creative ways, to be more and more innovative as we move down the road. Listen, our land grant mission is the answer to one of the largest problems that this world is going to face in the next generation. So, here's my ask. I have two challenges, if you will. Number one, I need you to take your rightful seat at the table and help me tell the story. Listen, we have got to win this war of the words. Listen, think of the students that we represent. We're past the day when they can just learn the what and the how. Now, we have to teach them the why. The why is so critical. We've got to be able to teach students how to engage with people that don't understand food and how it's made, don't understand the food systems, so that they can advocate for modern conventional agriculture. Think about this. Think about a future where every 20-year-old in the world could effectively combat, just pick one, the GMO myth with a picture and less than 140 characters. That would be incredibly effective. Hey, think about Bill Gates, who put out a tweet and a link to his blog that said, "Why I would raise chickens." Now, who would have thought me and Bill Gates would share the same passion? Listen, we've got to start thinking differently about how we raise awareness about the real issues around food production. And you know what that's going to take? That's going to take us, let's call us here in the choir, not just talking to ourselves because we're friendly audiences. We got to get uncomfortable. And we got to get into new audiences with people who passionately believe that there really are Martians. It's hard. But you know what? In 35 years, I've never once been worse off when I chose to work together with people like me, people unlike me, and with people who don't like me. We have got to build trust in our food and in our food system if we're going to be able to create the advancements that we're going to have to create in order to feed 9 billion people 35 years from now. That's ask number one. I need you to take your rightful seat at the table and help us win the war of words. Number two. I need you to help me take the land grant mission to the world. Students and faculty and researchers can't do it alone. They need support. They need you. And for some of you here today, what I need to challenge you to do is to learn from each other as many effective ways as you can to raise the support that we need to continue the land grant mission. Now, for some of you, I just need you to kind of reignite the fires of action about what's at stake if we don't get this right. You have a huge job. There's a lot at stake if we mess this up. And then for some of you, I just need you to summon the courage to get on the phone, to make that call, to make that visit, to engage with companies like ours and with leaders all over the country who share a passion for what we have to do to feed the world. See, I'm a bit fortunate in that I have a tremendous ally at Tennessee. You know, Tom, as I got to know Tom, and, you know, I get access to the students, and you know, that was really, really important to us. We need a lot of great talent. And Tom understood that, and Tom works diligently every year for me to get access on Tennessee's campus for a couple of days. Works me like a rented mule. But I spend a ton of time in front of hundreds of students, the Ag College, on the Business College, and frankly in front of classes of people who don't believe that we really do have the greatest agriculture system on the planet. Those are really fun classes. But in helping me meet my need for great talent, Tom also took the time to probe about what was really, really important to me personally. And that's my passion around creating sustainable agriculture solutions, particularly for me in Africa, but really for people all over the planet who don't want to receive aid. They want to be able to take care of themselves just like we can. They just don't know how. And in getting involved, we found a pretty sizable gap between research and the extension that we needed to be able to help those farmers. And so Tom and Keith and Larry, you know, they gave Terry and I the opportunity we needed to be able to fill that gap with the Smith Chair. You know, I spent a lot of time in Rwanda. Our biggest project is in Rwanda, and our foundation, ASAP. And it's interesting, one of the big global people that you hear a lot about that does a lot of good around the world built a soy processing plant in eastern Rwanda. huge plant. We spent about, I don't know, $6.5, $7 million on it. It's one great way to build it. Problem is, it's in Rwanda. I don't know if you know much about Rwanda, but Rwanda's on the equator. I don't know if you know much about soybeans, but their ability to produce is really triggered by the change in the length of the day, right? Well, on the equator, it's about 11:56 to 12:04. So this great philanthropic group that received millions of dollars from people all over the world, which you would know, but I'm not going to name, has a feed mill, has a soy processing plant in an area of the world that has a real difficulty growing beans. So, we're working on a project that can try to find the right breeds and the right techniques to be able to increase production in that region of the world, say 10 degrees either way of the equator. So that, and by the way, not in Brazilian soils, but in African soils, so that the community of farmers there can get high quality soybean meal, and by the way, get high quality soybean oil in an area of the world that has a tremendous problem growing beans. There's going to be hundreds, thousands of people that look back. And Tom will never hear the thank you. But somewhere in their mind, they're going to be saying thanks to whoever lit the fuse to solve that problem. Tom, thanks. Listen, I want to make an impact. Don't you? You want to make an impact, right? We all do, sure. And what we do is so important to the future of this world. And one last time, I want to think back to 1938. And that outlandish Martian attack broadcast and the panic that it caused. Today, you look back on that and go, how could that happen? That's crazy. How could an outlandish story like that create so much panic and confusion? And what were they thinking? Now, let's think forward 35 years. I shudder to think that we might be listening or I don't know, experiencing whatever media of the day is broadcasting true destruction, true devastation, true starvation that always impacts the poorest of the poor because we didn't get this right. And I just wonder if somebody there 35 years from now is going to look back at the broadcast that's on the air now and what we have yet to be able to do to drown out that message with the real truth. And I just wonder if they will say, this is crazy. What were they thinking? I don't know about you, but I don't want that said about me. We have to win the war of words. So please, take your rightful seat at the table and let's tell the true story. There is a story getting told. Let's make sure that we're engaged, all of us engaged, in telling the true story. And then secondly, let's take the land grant mission to the world. And whatever we need to do to be as effective as we can be, to raise the support that we need to raise, to continue on to fill the gaps that we desperately need filled around the world. Let's get those gaps filled. Thanks.
important qualities Tyson's looking for?
Yeah, first is communication. Because as we're hiring people to be, to lead people, being able to express what you know in a caring, candid way is absolutely critical. And we find you know, a lot of students that come out of school are really smart about something. They may not know exactly what we want them to do, but you train them how to learn. That's great. But we also need to train them how to communicate. Learning agility is critical. And by learning agility, what I really mean is the ability to get into unknown situations and be able to find solutions that can work. Kirby, a word that you used a lot last night is collaboration. It's different than communication, but it's closely linked. You know, in our business, everything we do is integrated. You know, a lot of times we got maybe some problems in the processing plant that were actually caused in line production. And so being able to collaborate on those kind of issues and find solutions without, you know, getting defensive and worried about, oh, it's my fault, I'm going to look bad, they're going to fire me. Just to understand how agriculture is always integrated. So that would be probably number 3. So communication, learning agility, collaboration. You know, I think, and like I said, one that we're looking for that's the layup in 4 years intelligence. You know, I live by a lot of simple rules, and one is, you know, smart people do smart stuff, and average people do average stuff, and dumb people do dumb stuff. So it's all the same. I'm going to surround myself with smart people. So we are looking at their GPA does matter. And then I'd say finally is some kind of connection to the real world. I mean, honestly, if you get a 4.0 and spend the rest of the time in your dorm room playing video games, I'd much rather you be involved in, you know, some kind of you know, agricultural clubs or fraternities, or certainly, you know, looking for an internship. We'll offer probably 300 internships this year. I would consider, you know, we had to make this thing work. We had to fly over on one of the company planes. We had an intern on the company plane in aviation. So I'd say somehow to get to know what the real world looks like, work like, get a job. I don't care if you're, whatever you're doing, pumping gas, flipping burgers, do something, right? So that we know you know how to work. That'd be my advice.
Donnie, having known your story, I'd like to elaborate a little bit about what you said when you come to campus and you talk to students, and the way you interact with the choir, the congregation, the way you interact with those who are not even in church. Yeah, that's right. So again, let me reiterate, Tom Laney works me like a rented mule. I'll get there one night. We'll start about 7 or 7:30 the next morning, and whether it's food science classes, you know, animal science classes, all along the spectrum. I want to talk to freshmen. You know, the animal science 101 class, and it's, you know, hey, you know what it's going to look like, right? It's going to be 85% female, and they're all pre-something. And so I want to give them great hope that if they don't get in vet school, there's a really good career out there for you, and it's going to be okay. And then, you know, on in the juniors and seniors master's classes, I always spend some time at the vet college, you know, because, you know, after about 4, 5, 6 years of a small animal clinic, and you're dead up to here, and you're looking for something else to do. You know, we've got veterinarians running complexes that are 6-digit jobs, and they're really big jobs. And think about the quality of veterinarians. You know, the dog can't tell you what's wrong. You got to figure that out on your own. So they have great, almost unique problem-solving skills. Well, you know, in agriculture, we go a long way to create problems, and so we need people with great problem-solving skills. And when we can find them that can communicate and collaborate and all those things, they make wonderful, wonderful team members for our company. And then also, I spent some time with the faculty, you know, and we'll be, Ag Econ, one time we brought in a group of 4-H'ers. I spent about 30, 40 minutes with some 4-H students that were on campus. That was a huge fun. But then Neil Esch teaches a class on environmental, I don't even know the name of his class. It's about that long with 4 commas. And it's on the main campus, very little connection to agriculture. And man, that is a wild class. You know, just think about it. You know, I'm evidently causing every environmental problem on the planet. And the way we produce food, you know, you have to be using too many hormones and steroids, and, you know, the fact that that's been illegal for 50 years in chicken just seems to be lost. Matter of fact, I was talking about, here's something a little bit scary though. So I'm not going to name the school, but you're here. But I was in a land-grant university talking to first-year food science class. And I shocked a young lady when she found out that we actually had to kill the chicken to make the nuggets. Land-grant, agriculture college, food science. Listen, this need for us to tell our story is very real. Now, I'm praying, she's probably graduating this year. I'm praying that she understands about that. I hope we got to do it. I really do. But it is good to cross it up and to get in audiences where, and my message to them, I remember this one lady last year, oh my gosh, she asked like 8 questions, and she just kind of, you know, one that sort of dominated the class. Every one of them contentious, and every one of them are factual wrong. And I told the whole class, I said, listen, you are sitting in the source of truth. Right? Anything you want to know about food and food production, you can find out about it because you're in a land-grant college. This is what we do. We know the truth. Bless your heart. Why are you getting all your information off a blog? Hey, get off your blessed fancy. Go to the ag campus and ask somebody. There's nobody over there that will tell you, I don't have time for you, I can't make it. No, that's what we do. But it's so much easier to believe all the cynical, outlandish stuff that you get on social media. Which now has the same, by the way, quality standard, it seems, in the traditional media. I mean, you know, there used to be a standard, right? Kind of a journalistic ethic around the truth. But hey, you can write a blog and everybody will think you're just as, you're just as credible as a traditional news source. Sorry. But yeah, it's a ton of fun. And it's a long weekend, but I always get to finish it up with a Tennessee football game. And we're going to win one of them. I switched off ag day. I went in very good. I was like, hopefully. So I'm going to switch it up to another game. But I picked Alabama, so I don't know. What else? Anything about anything? Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe the opportunities for sustainable roles at Tyson or environmental positions?
Sure.
At the land grant I work at, we have a lot of students who want to major in our environmental and sustainability major.
Yeah.
And they want to work in corporate sustainability. So if you could describe those opportunities.
Absolutely. So just as a point of reference, there's about 113,000 people that work for Tyson. And we've probably got, I don't know, 150 processing locations, and then lots of supporting, feed mills, hatcheries, and that kind of thing. We have a very large environmental health and safety group. Well, actually, we've split safety from environmental. We split health and safety from environmental now. So we have a group that just focuses on environmental. We also have a small group that is solely dedicated to sustainable production. Matter of fact, her title is Vice President of Sustainable Production. And here's what that's about. That job itself is all about the relations on animal welfare issues, antibiotics and food production issues, and all the things that we get so many questions about from our customers who are saying, please fix this so I can quit, having people striking in front of my store or my restaurant just because I serve, chicken, beef, and pork or whatever. So, and then in our environmental group, I don't know, we've probably got, we have an environmental manager and group at every facility. And then, so think 150 people there, and the manager and some other people in the group. And then you've got a corporate group that oversees around making sure that we clearly understand the policies and the regulations and how to activate those at the locations. So in probably, I'm going to say there's 300, 400, 500 people in our company who are just focused on environmental issues. And whatever it is, air, water, land application, as we work with our growers on land application of litter and all of that stuff. We also challenge that group on sustainable energy use. And we've got a short half a dozen facilities today that are landfill free, and helping that facility understand who to contact and how to contact on the recycling part of that, the composting part of that, like we heard last night, and a lot of those things. So, we look, hey, we're a big company with a big target on our backs, and we've got to be better. And we're not perfect. We do make mistakes. We own up to them, and we don't get it right all the time. But man, we're dedicated to being good stewards of the environment that's been entrusted to us. And we have a pretty simple rule. It's just like you'll hear when you go to the Smokies, right? Leave it there, you found it. Does that help? Yeah. And ditto safety, and then times 2, food safety and quality assurance.
One more quick question.
What's your favorite Tyson product?
Right brand bacon. Hey, y'all know right brand bacon? How many of you eat right brand bacon? There's a few. There's a small congregation. So I'm going to tell you something. Right brand bacon is the best bacon on the planet. It is really, really good. But then I've got close seconds, thirds, and fourths all the way down. That's my number one. Thank y'all so much.
I know. Thank you so much for being here this morning and giving us those words of encouragement so we can go out and be that voice for agriculture. So thank you again for being here today. We have just a little token on behalf of us.
Thank you.
So let's give it